Now, first off, we're going to want to determine the suitability of substantive analytical procedures. We're going to see how we have just normal analytical procedures, which are done during planning. They're not substantive procedures, but then we also have substantive analytical procedures. We can use analytical procedures as substantive testing, as test of detail. Not to get into that, learning objectives. I know you're just like, can you just explain it already? Now, we will get to that in our lesson here today. We'll get into that and much more. And that's going to be used to provide evidence to support assertions. We're also going to develop an expectation of recorded amounts or ratios, because that's the whole point of analytical procedures. We develop an expectation that revenue is going to increase by 5%. And guess what? We do an analytical procedure, it increased by 7%. Maybe that's something to investigate. It's up to you as the auditor to determine when performing these analytical procedures and determine whether the expectation is sufficiently precise to identify a misstatement in the financial statements or disclosures. We're also going to want to evaluate the reliability of the data, which we use to develop these expectations and these analytical procedures. And lastly, we want to evaluate the significance of these differences. Should we investigate further? When are we going to do these procedures? Is it in the final review phase? If we find some issues and significant differences in the review phase, do we have to go back to our testing phase and do it all over again? We'll see that and talk about all of those concepts throughout the lesson. Let's dive right in. Have a great time.
Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.